Arnulf of Leuven, Salve Caput Cruentatum, Episode 5. In hoc tua passione me agnosce pastor bona, quies sumsi mel ex ordre, haustum lactis ex dulcordre, promnibus de liciis. You heard probably the slight elision here, and that's because if we do not elide, then this line has 9 syllables. If we do elide, it has only 8, which is what the meter requires. So remember, we have 8, 8, in hoc tua passione, basically a trochaic meter, long short, quius sumsi mel ex ore, 8, haustum lactis ex dulcore. And here we have all 4 of these, which are short e's. All 4 of these rhyme, and then we have de liciis, promnibus de liciis, which will come in at 8 syllables. And de liciis, this will rhyme with line 30, which is in the following stanza, stanza number 6. And now the translation. In this your passion, in hoc tua passione, me agnosce, recognize me or acknowledge me, good shepherd, pastor bona. So we begin with a prepositional phrase, in, which takes the ablative. The noun object here of the preposition is passione, feminine, singular, and ablative. And this will be an ablative of place, ablativus loci, modified by 2 adjectives, hoc and tua, which are also feminine, singular, and ablative. In this your passion, recognize me or own me, me agnosce. Agnosce, second singular. It's going to be a present, imperative, and active from the 3rd conjugation verb agnosco, agnoscere, like so. Acknowledge me or recognize me. Me will be masculine, singular, and accusative. It's the author of the poem, Arnulf, long thought to be Bernard of Clairvaux. And then we have pastor bona, masculine, singular, and vocative, speaking to the good shepherd. Recognize me or own me as your sheep, good shepherd. Then we have a relative clause, quies, and the relative clause takes us all the way to the end of the stanza. So quies is going to be masculine, singular, and genitive. Its gender and number taken from the antecedent, pastor, but whereas pastor is vocative, quies is genitive because it functions possessively in its own clause. So quies ex ore, we would say from whose mouth, from the mouth of whom, and ore here, masculine, singular, and ablative, its 3rd declension noun, os oris, like so, object of the preposition ex. From whose mouth? Sumpsi, I have drawn, I have derived or taken. So sumpsi is a first singular, perfect indicative active, and it is from the 3rd conjugation verb sumo, sumere, to take up. From whose mouth I have taken, mel. Here is the object of sumpsi, and mel is going to be neuter, singular, and accusative. It's a 3rd declension noun. So the nominative is mel, and the accusative, likewise, is mel. So, from whose mouth, quies ex ore, I have drawn honey. And then we have a modifier for mel, namely haustum, which will also be neuter, singular, and accusative. This is a participle from the 4th conjugation verb haurio, haurire, like so, which means to draw out. The English word exhaust is from ex haurio, a compound of this verb. So honey that has been drawn, right? It modifies mel, drawn, ex dulcore, from the sweetness of milk. And this noun, dulcore, this was unfamiliar to me, so I looked it up, of course. It's dulcor, dulcorus, it's masculine, and Lewis and Short, the authoritative Latin dictionary, tells us that this word is quite rare. It's a late Latin, and it's found in Tertullian and in Sirach, which is a deuterocanonical work. And it is likely that Arnulf got this word dulcore from one of these sources then. And then finally, the stanza ends with a prepositional phrase, much as it began, in hoc tua passione, promnibus de liciis. The preposition pri is taking the ablative here, and de liciis feminine, plural, and ablative modified by omnibus. So before all other delights. We might say something like, the honey from his mouth, the mel ex ordre quies, the mouth of the good shepherd, honey that has been drawn, haustum, from the sweetness of milk, It surpasses all other pleasures. It is before all other delights is the implication. So we would want to say something like, it surpasses all other good things. Thank you so much for watching this free video. I hope that you learned a lot about the classical languages and advanced your knowledge and enjoyment. You can help us keep going with this instruction if you like this video and subscribe to the channel. We've had hundreds of thousands of views in the last 9 years, and we would really like to grow our number of subscribers. If you hit the little bell, you will be notified every time we release a brand new free instructional video. You can also check out one of my Latin or Greek courses at LatinPerDiem.com or mossmethod.com. Check the links if you'd like to study Latin and Greek with me directly. So keep learning, and vale tote omnes.